which was being sent. Okay, right? So was decoders understood by everyone? Decoders was clear? Was there any doubts or anyone wants any explanation on decoders? Okay, see, related notes are being sent on the group, okay? You can go through the PDF of decoders, whole PDF is sent to you people, okay? Uska notes banao अच्छे से. Just see if you have not understood anything, right? And you get back to me if you have not understood. Okay, shall we proceed with the next topic? Okay, right? Okay, so what we are going to do today is we are going to deal with encoders. Okay, so as you can see, if you have gone through the PDF, okay, an encoder is a digital circuit that performs the inverse operation of a decoder. Okay, so for decoder what we had n input lines and 2 power n output lines. Okay, but in an encoder there are 2 power n input lines, okay, almost 2 power n input lines and n output lines, right? So in encoder the output lines generate a binary code corresponding to the input value. Was it understood up till here? Up till here, is it understood? You can put in the chat box. Have you understood up till here what is an encoder? Okay, right? So now looks like, okay, where we have 2 power n input lines, right, and n output lines with some enable inputs. Okay, so here is mentioned the decoded information is presented as 2 power n inputs to produce n possible outputs. It means this, see, this input to the encoder you are getting it from the decoder, okay, where you had got 2 power n output lines. So those 2 power n output lines of a decoder is fed as 2 power n input lines to the encoder. ठीक है, समझ में आया up till here? What's an encoder? Okay, right? So see here, I have taken an example of a 4 to 2 line encoder and 8 to 3 line encoder. Okay, now see, this is the truth table of 8 to 3 line encoder, also called as octal to binary encoder. Okay, this is also called as octal to binary encoder, right? So as you can see here, there are 2 power n input lines, right? So if there are 8 input lines, okay, it means 8 input means 2 power 3, so output will be, see here, n. It means I have 3 outputs. Understanding? You all are understanding? Sanya?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it understood what I have told up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right? Now see, Abhi, how in decoders what we used to do? If you give 0 0 as input, why not turned on? 0 1 input के लिए y1 turned on. Okay, now here in encoders I said, here I have mentioned it is the device which performs operation reverse to that of a decoder. Okay, so here see, if you have x naught high and all others are 0, if x naught is 1, all others are 0, it means your output would be 0 0 0. Okay, for if your x1 is 1, if your, see here, if your input x1 is 1, then your output would be 0 0 1. If your x2 is 1, your output would be 0 1 0. Right? Any problem in interpreting this truth table? Is there any problem in interpreting this truth table? Or is it to be
Ma'am, explain once again.
okay, right, right. Now see here, here you can see, just a minute, I'll draw a, yeah, I'll draw a encoder. Okay, I'll draw a encoder. So now at this point I know encoder is a device which is having 2 power n input lines. Okay, now here if I take an 8 to 3 decoder, encoder, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. Okay, now this is encoder. Okay, 2 power n inputs and you'll have n outputs. So I'll take 8 is the input and there would be 3 outputs. Okay, now I'll start with this input. This is, say this is x naught, x naught. Then the next one is x1. Then I have next input as x2. I have next input as x3. Next input x4, x5, x6 and x7. Okay, these are my inputs. Okay, now outputs would be 3 outputs, 8 to 3 decoder. Say, let me say my outputs are y0, y1 and y2. Okay, okay, so this is my encoder. Enable lines will be there, I have not drawn it. Okay, right, this is my encoder. Now if I want to draw a truth table for this, so these are my inputs, x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7. Okay, these are my inputs. Okay, and here these are my outputs. Okay, which are y2, y1 and say y0. Okay, these are my outputs. ठीक है. Now here in encoder what happens if your x naught is 1, okay, and all others are zeros, then your output would be 0 0 0. Okay, now see what is your binary. 0 0 0 is 0, right? So your x naught is high. Now 0 0 1 means what? Your x1 is high. Okay, see why I am not telling in the opposite way is 0 0 1 x1 is high. If I say like this, then it would be a decoder. Okay, so instead what we'll say, if your x1 is 1 and other inputs are 0, your output would be 0 0 1. समझ में आ रहा है? Understanding? Now am I clear, Sanya?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see, similarly, if your input x2 is high and other inputs are 0, your output would be 0 1 0. Okay, next, if your other inputs are 0, your x3 is 1. Okay, 0 0 0 0, your output would be 0 1 1. ठीक है. Next, understanding this, so we can go. Have you understood this? Suraya? Suraya Banu?
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Okay. So, shall we go to the PDF? Okay, see here. Now, similarly, if your x4 is 1, you can see here, okay? Your x4 is 1. So, my output is what? 1 0 0. X5 is 1, 1 0 1 is my output. When your x6 is 1, your output is 1 1 0. And when your x7 is 1, output is 1 1 1. Okay, is this understood now? This is a truth table for H to 3 line encoder or octal to binary encoder. Was this understood, everyone? Shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Next, for this now we'll write the equation. So see, for y2 is high for what? See, y2 is high for x4, y2 is high for x5, y2 is high for x6, y2 is high for x7. So what I have written, y2 x4 plus x5 plus x6 plus x7. Is there any problem in understanding this equation for y2? Is there any problem in understanding this equation for y2, or is it understood? Is that understood, Janvi? Janvi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Ratan? Ratan, is there any problem? Rutik?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Yes, you all are here. Rutik? Okay. So no problem in finding out y2. Everyone have understood how is this y2 I got? Who is here? Ankita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Now see, similarly I have to write equation for y1. See, y1 is high for x2, then for x3, then for x6 and for x7. So see, y1 is x2 plus x3 plus x6 plus x7. Okay. Similarly, y0 क्या हुआ is 1 for x1, then x3, then x5 and x7. Okay, so your y0 is x1 plus x3 plus x5 plus x7. Up till here, was it understood? Okay, right. So depending on this, see, this is what is the diagram which I put, block diagram for sorry, it has to be 8 to 3 encoder. Okay, you rewrite here, you correct it, make the correction. It is 8 to 3 encoder. Okay, so see, input I have given 8, x0 to x7, 8 inputs, and I have got 3 outputs. Outputs y0, y1, y2. Y0 is x1 plus x3 plus x5 plus x7. x1 plus x3 plus x5 plus x7. इधर लिखा है देखो. So this is the gate which we use, and for y1 I get x7 plus x6 plus x3 plus x2. Okay, then for y2 I get x4 plus x5 plus x6 plus x7. So I get a y2 here. Understood what is the encoder now? Sai Prakash?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Now see, we'll go back to this. Now, if your x0 is 1, I said you'll have the output 0, 0, 0. Okay. But what if at one time my x0 and x1 both are 1? See, I'll come here. See, here I said you, if it is 1, 0, 0, 0, x0 is 1 and other inputs are 0, your output would be 0, 0, 0. But if this is the case, then what would be the output? If at one time your two inputs are high, what do you think? What would be the output? Let me neglect this. See, Abhi, if this was the case, you would have got output as 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now, instead, if this is the case, what do you think? What would be the output? Okay, see here. Now, this is the case, right, where more than one inputs are high. Okay. So, in this case, we go for a special encoder which is called as a priority encoder. Okay. It's called as a priority encoder. So, a priority encoder is an encoder circuit that includes the priority function. Okay, it includes the priority function. In priority encoder, if two or more inputs are equal to 1, okay, if two or more inputs are equal to 1 at the same time, the input having the highest priority will take the precedence. Okay, it means in this case, if you have x0 and x1 both are 1, your output, okay, your output would be 0, 0, 1. समझ में आ रहा है? Understanding?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll take one more example. If you have, see, if x2 was 1, what would be your output? Regular output? If x2 is 1, your regular output would be 0, 1, 0. Agree for this? Your regular encoder. ठीक है? If your x2 is 1, your output would be 0, 1, 0. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right? Now, see, if at once your two inputs are high. Now say with x2, I say x4 is also high. So in this case, your output will be 1, 0, 0. समझ में आया? मतलब priority is given to x4. See, whatever be the condition of this, priority is given to x4. Understanding? समझ में आ रहा है? शुभम?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So same thing, right? So see, here I have taken an example of 4:2 priority encoder. Okay. So 4:2 priority encoder, it will have 4 inputs. Say Y0 to Y3 are my inputs and 2 outputs A0 and A1. Okay. Now here the input Y3, I told you, right? Y3 will have highest priority, whereas the input Y0 has the lowest priority. Okay. Now in this case, even if more than one input is 1, at the same time the output will be the binary coded corresponding to the input which is having highest priority. What I said you here. Here once again I'll tell you, if it x2 is 1 and other inputs are 0, your output would be 0, 1, 0. But if x4 is also 1, okay, at the same time if I have two inputs high, then our output will be, or priority would be given to highest bit. Okay, so it is x4, so my output would be, okay. Now I have considered, see, I have taken this truth table. I have 4 inputs y0 to y3 and 2 outputs a0 and a1. Now I have considered, see, let V be one more output to check the validity of the code. Okay. Now, if at least one input of the encoder is 1, okay, if at least one input of the encoder is 1, then the code available at the output is a valid code. Okay. In this case, the output V will be equal to 1. However, if all the inputs of the encoder are 0, okay, if all the inputs of the encoder, see here I told you a truth table, okay, I told you a truth table here, okay. Here see x0 is 1, okay, x0 is not 0, x0 is 1. So if all the inputs of the encoder, if here x0 is also 0, if I make x0 also 0, okay, if all the inputs of the encoder are 0, then the code available at the output is not a valid one. Okay, it's not a valid code. In this case, the output V will be equal to 0. Okay, is this understood? What I have written here, is this understood? Tejas? Ankita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Understood.
Yes, okay. So now the same thing with the help of truth table. See, input a 4:2 priority encoder. ठीक है, input रहेगा 4 inputs, y0 to y3 are 4 inputs. Output is 2, A0 and A1 are my two outputs. And there is one more output V, which we have considered to highlight the validity. Okay, to highlight the validity. So, see, if all four inputs are 0, what it is said? If all the inputs of the encoder are 0, then the code is invalid, right? And your V will be 0. If all the inputs are 0, A0, A1 will be 0 and your V will be 0. It means it is not a valid code. Okay. However, code is valid and will give you 1 if at least one input is high. See, 2 can be high, 3 inputs can be high, but at least one has to be high. इधर क्या हो रहा है सेकेंड में 0001, it means y0 is 1, it means your output should be 00, so you have a valid code 1. Are you understanding? You are understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute, I'll tell you here. Now, see here, if my input, or I'll draw 4:2 decoder, encoder, sorry. Four, 2 and 1 more. Okay. Now here my inputs here are y3 to y3, y2, y1 and y0, and my outputs are a1, a0 and v. Okay. Now see, if this encoder will work only if, see, if this is the case, all the inputs are 0, then I'll not get a valid code. समझ में आया? So my V output will be 0, right? Now, if y0 is 1, it means I get this and my code is valid. Understood up till here? Understood up till here? Was it clear up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right, just analyze this. All of you analyze this, what it is. So, right, so same thing I'll explain you here again. See, if I have 0, 0, say y1 is 1, y0 is 0, okay, what would be my output? इधर क्या आएगा?
0 1.
Okay, it would be 0 1, correct. Okay, very good, right? Now, but if this is 1, then what would be my output? If it is a priority, and now it's a priority encoder, if I get 1 1, what would be my output?
Same, ma'am.
Yes, it
0
would be. Yes, it is 0 1. It means, is it okay if I replace with this with don't care? Right? Okay, even see, even if this is 0, you would get 0 1. Even if this is 1, you would get 0 1. So I replace this with don't care. That is okay? Confusion? Or is it understood? What would be my V? V क्या होगा? 1 or 0? V would be 1 or 0.
One.
V would be 1. Correct. Okay. Understood now? Priority encoder. Now see, if 0, 1, 0, 0. If yes? Any doubts, anyone? Okay. Now see, if this was the case, what would be our output?
1 0.
1 0 would be our output. Okay. Now, if this is 1, what would be my output?
Same, ma'am.
Same. If this is 1, what would be my output?
Same, ma'am.
Right? So, can I replace this with don't care?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what would be my V? 1. समझ में आया? So, you can now analyze this. See, if your y2 is 1, irrespective of whatever is y0 and y1, your output would be 1 0 and it's a valid code. Okay. Similarly, see, if I do here, if your y3 is 1, other inputs are 0, you would get 1 1, right? However, even if your y1 is 1, you would get 1 1. Even if your y0 is 1, you would get 1 1. Even if your y2 is 1, you would get 1 1. So what I did, I replaced this with x and I say this is a valid code. समझ में आया? I hope now it is clear. Sorry, it's 1. Understood everyone? Priority encoder. This is 4 to 2 priority encoder. So for this 4:2 priority encoder, see, I have put a K-map to get the equations for A1, right? What was my A1? See, A1 is 1 for these many combinations. You all can draw K-map. Is there any problem in drawing K-map? Should I draw the K-map or you can draw this? Yes? Any issues in drawing this K-map?
No, ma'am.
Okay, right? So I have drawn a K-map for this function, what I have written here, 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 0 0 1011. Okay, so you have to see all possible combinations. So for A1 I get Y3 plus Y2. For A0 I get Y3 plus Y1 Y2 bar. Okay, and for the valid code B also I have put a K map. Okay, and for this your work would be to get me the logic diagram using an OR gate, and you may require one, yes, you may require one inverter. ये देखो, one inverter is there, so you may require one more inverter. Okay, this can be done. Logic diagram बना सकते हैं. You all can draw that, right? Yes, you have to draw the logic diagram and send to me today. Okay, so similarly, see 8 to 3 line priority encoder, you can trace it. Okay, you can trace this. For, see, if everything is 0, if all inputs are 0, it's not a valid code. If your x2 is 1, all others are 0, you get y0 is 1. You all are here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Similarly, if your, see, if your x0 is 1 and your x1 is also 1, then also you will get 1 0. Okay. However, if your x0 is 1, x1 is 1 and x2 is also 1, then you will get 1 1 because priority is given to 2. Okay, priority is given to 2. समझ गए ना? Understood this? You all can read out this 8 to 3 line priority encoder. Just go through. Is this okay, everyone? You all are okay with this? Any problem in understanding this? Okay, shall we proceed? Right? So you all can take this down. Design a priority encoder for a system. Take down this problem. Design a priority encoder for a system with 3 inputs. The middle bit with highest priority encoding to 1 0, the MSB with next priority encoding to 1 1, while the LSB with least priority encoding to 0 1. Have you all taken down this? Have you all taken down this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, try doing this parallelly. I'll do it here. This is my input. I have 3 inputs. Let me say inputs are D2, D1 and D0. Okay, D2 is my most significant bit. However, D0 is my least significant bit, giving me the output of Y1 and Y0. You all have done up till here? Drawn the truth table? So we'll go back to the numerical. What he says, you are asked to draw a priority encoder for a system with 3 inputs. Okay, input is only 3. The middle bit with highest priority encoding to 1 0. So middle bit has to be of highest priority, which should give you 1 0. Okay, whatever be the condition of other two. Similarly, the MSB with next priority encoding to 1 1. MSB with next priority encoding to 1 1. Whatever be the condition of this, this is 0, this is X, giving you 1 1. Next, while LSB with least priority encoding to 0 1. While LSB with least priority, okay, this encoding to 0 0. 0 1. Okay. What he has said here, LSB with least priority encoding to 0 1. So what I have done, LSB I have made it 1, giving you 0 1. Is this understood, everyone? Is this understood, everyone? Tell me for this, what would be your output? Yes? What would be my output for this?
0 0, ma'am. Not
Yes.
valid.
Yes, it's a not valid, so I'll write a 0 0. Okay, now is that understood now? This is understood, everyone? Yes, all have done this? I hope all have done this. Now let me go to put a K map. First, Y naught के लिए I'll put a K map. Okay, this K map is for Y naught. For Y naught. Okay. So what I have, देखो, are you all doing it? See, if Y naught is 1, Oh, sorry, this is not for y naught. Y naught is 1 for 0 0 1, na? 0 0 1, it comes here. Next it is 1 for 1 0 0 and 1 0 1 means here. देखो, is this correct for y naught? Anyone needs explanation for this? Does anyone need explanation for this? All have done this? You all are getting it same? So my y naught is equal to, I get d2 plus d. All are doing or no? Sai Prakash?
Yes, ma'am. Doing it.
Aya, same answer. You check for the same answer.
Yes, ma'am.
So parallelly, I'll put a K map for y1 K map for y1. Y1 is 1 for 0 1 0 0 1 1 and 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 0. So y naught is 1 for these two. It is 0 here. However, here it is 1. Check your K maps, everyone. See, if I am wrong, you can let me know, huh? हुआ? Shubham,
Yes, ma'am.
verified your answer?
I'm verifying it.
Sanya? Sanya? Janvi? Sanya, verified your answer? Do it fast. You have to do this, and you try to put the logic diagram for this. Anything you could verify? Why not verify किया? Who all could verify why not? Who all got the why not? Tejas? Ankita?
Ma'am, I'm doing it. I have stuck in the whistling.
Okay, so I'll put the logic diagram also for this. So my y naught is d2 plus d1 is equal to y naught. d2 plus, sorry. You all are doing this? Anyone could verify? Check करो.
मैम why not verify नहीं हो रहा है मैम.
y1 क्या आ रहा है तेरा? y naught कितना आ रहा है? अभी देख. Should I put once again the diagram? K-map? K-map डालना है क्या फिर से? Okay. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, and here it is 0 and 1. Okay. So let me say this is D1, D0, this is D2. I have taken this as D1, D0. Okay. Now see, y naught, right? Y naught is 1, first one for 0, 0, 1. So here I put 1. Then it is 1 for 1, 0, 0 also. 1, 0, 0 and 1, 0, don't care ki jagah 1 means 1, 0, 1. Okay. So what I did a grouping of these two. So my y naught results in दोनों को group किया तो my output is d1 bar d naught, d1 bar d1 bar and d naught plus I group these two. So I have what d2 and d1 bar. अभी ठीक है? Understood now?
Yes ma'am.
Should I put for y1 also?
No ma'am. It's okay.
It's okay? Okay. So y1 you have to verify it. Okay, let me do that y1. ये आएगा आपका d2, d0, d1. You all are supposed to put the k map. I am directly writing the answer. It is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and I get 1, 1. So my y1 turns out, first I'll map these four. If I map these four, I'm left out with
D2.
D2. Then what I'll do, I'll map this 4. So I'm left out with, oh, sorry, this is D1 denote. Okay, this is D1 denote. Okay, in this order you have to take D2, D1, denote. So D2, D1, denote. So I'm left out with D1. ठीक है? So Y1 should be D2 plus D1. Is this okay? Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Right? So this is my K-map implementation and the equations for Y1 and Y0. Now I want to draw the logic diagram. Y1 is what? D2 plus D1. So I put a simple OR gate, simple gate, okay? This output is Y1 and this is D2 and this is D1. ये हुआ Y1 का implementation. Y0 का implementation, what I want one D2 कहाँ पे है? D2 is directly coming. So D2 I'll put D2 into D1 bar. Okay, so D1 I'll take, this is D2, right? D1 I'll take NOT gate, D2 into D1 bar. I have to put a AND gate. Then D1 bar, again D1 bar and D0. This is my D0 and one more AND gate. And this goes to a OR gate. See, this is my Y0. Is this fine? The logic diagram? Check the logic diagram. Buttons. Is that done?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right? So this is all about encoders. Right? Tomorrow's class will continue with the encoder. Right? What we have done today, I hope that was clear, everyone.
Excuse me,
Yes?
ma'am. Why not? Ma'am, something is wrong there, I think.
Why not, Megha?
Yes, ma'am.
Why not? In K-map?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, in K-map.
Okay. In K-map, why not? Okay. Why not? See, why not is 1 first for 0, 0, 1. So मैंने क्या किया? 0, 0, 1 में 1 डाला. Then I have y naught is 1 for 1, 0, 0. So 1, 0, 0 I have put 1 and 1, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1 I have put 1. Okay, then I took these two. These two would yield me D1 bar into D0. This I get. इन दोनों का I get What? D2 into D1 bar. What is the problem? Where is that you felt it's a problem? Anywhere you are getting
Ma'am,
confused? Shubham?
yes, ma'am, that D1 bar should not come. So, ma'am, I'm
Abhi,
getting D naught plus D naught 2.
no, either see for this. Just a minute, I'll change the color of pen. D2 D1 bar आया. This you
Yes,
know.
ma'am.
Problem is with D1 bar into D naught.
Yes, ma'am.
You have mapped this one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
See, here while taking this here, इधर जब भी ले रहे हो ना, तुमने D naught D1 लिया होगा, देखो शुभम.
Yes, ma'am, I'll check it.
You have to take it as D1 D naught, same ना, D2 D1 D naught. The same mistake was done here. इधर पे same mistake हुआ था. Okay, check here. D2 D1 D naught it has to be.
Ma'am, there I got correct.
Here you check.
Yes, ma'am.
See, anyhow this slide is here. तुम analyze करो. If you have still you are not understanding, we will once again put the K map.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Right? So shall we quit for the class today? Shubham, I'll be waiting for your answer, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Others, if you do not have any issues, you can quit the class.